So, you guys all know how to add things like 2a plus 3a minus a, right? So that's equal to 5a minus a, so that's 4a, true? So in a similar way, if you have surds, it's just, revision of what you guys probably done before. So if you have that, you can think of this item as if it's just, a. So that's 2 plus 3 is 5 minus 1, so that's 4 square root of 2. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So in a similar way, just try these two questions and let me know on the chat room what the answer is. So you can do the private message thing. So on the chat room, you guys don't have to share your answer to everyone unless you want to. So change that thing to just private message to myself only, okay?
Yep.
So do C and A, just let me know the answer. So it is root 7 minus 8 root 7 plus 5 root 7. So that's 1 minus 8 is negative 7, plus 5 is negative 2, so it's negative 2 root 7. Well done. Very good. Now, we're going to talk about, how to do, so B, D, F, these are homework questions. So try that as homework later. So even if you find some questions really easy and you're confident that you can do them, it's very important that you still go through them if you haven't done enough practice on it. So repetition is really, really important in maths, okay? So, I'm pretty sure you guys can work it out, but you still need to practice them if you haven't done enough, okay? So it's all up to you, but I'm giving them as homework. If you think it's like really, really too easy, just, don't worry about it, okay? If you think you have done enough. All right, this one over here. 3 root 2 plus 2 root 2, that's equal to 5 root 2, right? Now, it's like if you have root 32 minus root 18, it's like adding two unlike terms, isn't it? If you're given a plus b, well, what's the answer? It's just a plus b, can't go any further, true? So do we leave the answer like that because they're unlike terms? Can I get some vote here? You guys can say yes or no. You guys see the button? Do you guys see this yes or no button?
Yeah.
So do we just leave the answer like that because they're unlike terms, or what? You guys can tell me some other suggestion if you have any.
Do we just square them? Is that?
Do we square them? Oh, we're not allowed to square them because if you square it, you're going to get a different answer. So for example, if you have 7 minus 4, the answer is 3, right? That's something that we're trying to figure out. But if you square both of them, then what do you get? You get 49 minus 16. That's no longer 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're changing the answer if you're squaring it, right?
Like not square it, but I don't remember the word.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the answer is you have to, we don't leave it like that, but we have to do what? We have to simplify this. So we already talked about prime factorization, right? So we have 32. That's equal to 2 times by 16, and 16 is 2 times by 8, and 8 is 2 times by 4, and then 4 is 2 times by 2. So in fact, it's made up of all these prime numbers. So 32 is 2 to the power of 5. And the minus 18 is made up of 2, 9, 3, 3. You guys all follow this?
Yeah.
So it's 2 times by 3 squared. Now, maybe you guys learned this already. If you have anything squared inside, if it's a squared b, this is a root b. Any square term can come out. I'm going to write it down here. So square term can come out as single. Yeah. So if you so what would the 2 to the power, so you can see that this one here, so I'm not going to go through, I'm going to go through this one first, okay? So that's equal to negative of what? It's 2 and 3, right? So this 3 squared can come out to the front as a single item. And you got 2 to the power 5. Can you guys work out how this 2 to the power, root 2 to the power 5 becomes by using this technique over here, please? Very good. So this is 4 here. So this is 4 root 2. Was that Hannah?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 root 2. And this will be 3 root 2. The reason is, so root 32 is same as this and the same as that, but we can actually write this one as a 2 squared times by 2 squared times by 2, right?
Yeah.
So that one remains, but this one can come out as 2, and this one will come out as 2 as well. So you're going to have 2 times 2 at the front. So that's why it becomes 4 root 2. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, there's another way of doing this. So instead of you don't have to do prime factorization. You can just do, if you've got 2 times by 16, and then the 16 is 4 squared, so this can come out as 4. So that's 4 root 2. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So you get that, and also you get, of course, 4 minus 3 is 1, so this is square root 2. Understand? Now, so we just done this one over here. Now, could you guys try this and this? Okay.
Yeah.
So we know, I think it'll, so C, if you look at C, I think it'll become something root 7 minus 6 root 7. You just got to figure that out and find the answer. And for D, I think it'll be something root 3 plus 6 root 3. Okay? So give that a go. 28, so root of 28. 28 is the same as how much? 7 times by 4, isn't it?
Yeah.
7 times by 4. So this 4 is a square of 2, so that can come out as 2 root 7, right? And then this minus that is 4, negative root 4. See? Yep. And next one. Hannah, have you worked out D as well?
Not yet.
Okay.
I'll do that now.
So we'll just do that together. So you got 75. 75 is the same as how much? Is it 5 times by how much? 1, 5, 15, is it?
15, yeah.
Yeah. So is there a square term for that? Hold on. So I'm going to use my calculator to verify this. So if you've got root 75, well, actually, that simplifies that to, sorry. So 9 times by 25, 25 times by 3, sorry. Is it really that? Yeah, that's right. That's correct. And this is equal to 5 times by 5 times by 3. So there's 2 5s there. So that can come out as just a 5 root 3, true? And this is equal to 11 root 3, right? So that's the answer for that. Now we're going to move on to question 3. Question 3 is, so we've been doing addition Now it's multiplication. So multiplication is a lot easier. You just got to do 2 times by 5 is 10. So it's 10 root 3 times by 6, 18 there. Understand?
Yeah.
So just quickly work out B, C, D, please. Okay, so B is how much? 6 root 50, right?
Yeah.
And this one is 12. C is 12 root 10. D, 28 root 42, right?
Yeah.
And of course, this can be simplified further because 18 is same as 9 times by 2, so this can come out as 3. So this will be then 30, because it will 10 times by 3, and then root 2, right? What about 50? 50 is 5 times by 10, 5 times by 5 times by 2, so that's right. So this is the same as a 6 times by 5 squared times by 2, so that can come out. It's 30 root 2, right? Same as that as well. 10, there's no square in it, right? So just leave your answer like that. So 10 is just 5 times by 2. There is no square, so you can't take out anything. 42 is 2 times by how much? And 21. 2 times by 3 times by 7. So there's no square there. So I would just leave your answer like that. So this calculator here simplifies the surds for you. It's just root 42, right? If it's a root of 18, simplifies to 3 root 2, okay? So if you guys want, probably you guys have a black version of this, right?
Yeah.
Yes or no? Yeah. It might be a good idea if you guys really want this. It's quite helpful because, for example, if I do inverse sine, maybe you guys understand this, I don't know. So inverse sine of 0.5 is 30 degrees. Okay, what that means is that, if you have sine of 30, then you get 0.5. If you do inverse sine of 0.5, you get 30 degree, okay? So that makes sense. But if you're using some black calculator, and if you have to do the calculation in degrees, okay? For example, if you do sine of 75, okay? Then it gives me that exact answer. Instead of giving me decimals, it gives me that. But if you use another calculator, sine of 75, it gives me those decimals. Sorry, it must be in radians. Degrees. Yeah, so you get those decimals, 0.966. If I put that in decimals, I just need to press that one there. See, 0.966. So where do you get this calculator? I can maybe show you here. Can you guys see this calculator? That's the physical version. This one here. So it's all on eBay. It's like $20 or something. It's definitely worth getting it. Let me know if you guys are interested. I'll give you the model number. Okay?
Yeah.
You guys can order separately. So it's much better than black calculator. It'll save you a lot of time. Now, so that's it for, that's the answer. Moving on to question 4. So question 4 is about simplification. So I'll give you that as homework as well. Simplification. Maybe you guys can try J and E, please, right now.
Okay.
So if you've got one of this calculator, of course, it does everything for you. If you just type square root 3 square root 108, gives you 18 root 3. So who got 18 root 3? 3 root 108 is 18 root 3. Okay. So the reason for that is, just if you have a calculator, so 108, just keep dividing by, prime number, divide by 2, 2, 2. And then can't divide by 2 anymore, so that's divide by 3, 3, 3. So if you just counted all of that, it's 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. That's what 108 is. You just need to verify that using 2 by 2, 2 by 3 by 3 by 3. So 108, right? So that means that that can come out and that can come out. So 6 comes out, 2 times by 3. So 6 comes out. 6 times by 3 is 18. And times it by the remaining thing. That's root 3. True? So that's the answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. So what we are doing right now is the review section of all of chapter 2. So chapter 2 is, typically your textbook is like divided into, if it's chapter 2, then you start doing 2A, 2B, and 2C, etc., right? We're just jumping straight onto the review section and just doing all different types of questions, okay? And I think that's because I have to cover a lot of topics in in just such a short period of time. So I can send you this file. So if you guys are interested, you can go to 2A, 2B, 2C and get more work done. So for each section, you can see here. So this is section 2E, and these are just questions based on section 2E only. Okay, but in review, you get to taste everything in just 1 hour. Now, moving on quickly. So we've done 4. 5 is just doing the opposite. They just want you to write this as a single surd. Okay, what do they mean by that? So if you've got 5 root 3, just want to push that inside there. So that means it's root of 25 times by 3, true? So it's root of 75. Okay. So in a similar way, we can maybe do F, G, and H. So we'll do F together. So that'll be square root of 9 squared times by 11. Whatever that is. Okay, that's root of 81 times by 11. So what's that equal to? 81 times by 11. 891. And G, very simple stuff. 4 root 13. 16 goes in there. So it'll be 16 times 11, 13. That'll be 208. And H, so there's nothing difficult here. Just put that in there, then it'll be 16 times by 11. 16 times by 11. So you guys all get this, right? So there's nothing difficult here.
Yeah.
Good. All right, moving on. Question 6. Question 6 is simplify. So if you want to simplify these unlike terms, I think you'll have to take the factor out to the front and make them the same surd. And then if once they become like terms, then you add them together. So I think I can just give you that as homework. Number 7, that's the same stuff. Now, number 8 and number 9, we'll do that. Okay, number 8. So let's try 8a. So we got 2 root 3, 3 plus root 3. So that one times by that one is 6 root 3, true? And that one times by that one is how much? Can you guys tell me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that by that is 6 root 3. That by that is 2 times by 3 because root 3 cancel out, then it becomes just 3. And then you got 6 root 3 plus 6. So factor out 6 there. Then what remains inside there is, 6 by that is that, and 6 by 1 is that, right? So this stuff is very important to remember. That and that just become 3. Get rid of the root. All right, now we're going to do F. f is 3 root 3. 5 root 3 minus 4 root 2. So try that yourself. All right, first of all, this one times by this one is 15. So that one times by that one is 15, and that one times by that one is just 3, true?
3.
Yeah. Minus that one times by that one is 12. Root, that's 3 times 2. So still under root, right?
Yeah.
6 there. So this will be 45 minus 12 root 6. And I think you can factorize this again with 3. So 3, 15, and then 4. So divide this one by 3, divide this one by 3, okay? And you have 4 root 6, right? So I think that's what they mean by simplify. You can see that this is way simpler than the original expression over here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to move on. I'm going to give the rest to you as homework. Now move on to number 9. Let's move on to number 9. Okay, so so you guys remember this stuff, right? A plus b square is a square plus 2ab plus b square.
Yeah.
A minus b square is a square minus 2ab plus b square. And a plus b times by a minus b equals to a square minus b square. Can you guys tell me which question of those here are in these forms? Just figure that out. All right, so those are the numbers. Okay, so just do A and B first, let's say. Okay, let's do A and B first. So there's no formula, you just have to multiply each term by each term. So for A, that times by that, how much? That's 6 times by 2, right? It's 2 times by 3, 6, and 2 by 2, that's just 2. And that one by that one, minus 4 root 2. And that one by that one, plus 3 root 2. That one by that one is minus 2, right? So that's 12. These two are like terms. That's negative root 2 minus 2. So this becomes 10 minus root 2, right?
Yeah.
I want you guys to try B yourself. Yeah. So that's the answer. Moving on to C. Okay. So you have root 7, very simple stuff. Root 5, root 7 plus root 5. And the answer is a squared minus b squared. Just got to use that, right? So this is our A, this is our B. So that's just 7 minus 5. That one's square is 7, that one's square is 5. So it's just a squared minus b squared. The answer is 2. You guys understand that?
Yep.
So let's move on to D. So we're going to do all these number 3s first, okay? So I'm going to do D now. 2 root 5 minus root 3. 2 root 5 plus 3, root 3. So just a minus b, a plus b, so the answer is a squared minus b squared. So a squared is 4 times 5, that's a squared, minus b squared, that's just 3, isn't it? So that's 20 minus 3, 17, isn't it? Yeah. So in a similar way, I want you guys to do h first, so h is easier, and then try e as well, right? So h is definitely, you guys understand this, right? Root 5 square minus, there's a minus on there. Not, this is not plus, right? So, and then root 3 squared is 3. So 5 minus 3, that's 2. Very simple. E is, so that's 7 root 2 plus 4, 3. 7 root 2 minus 4 root 3. So this one square is 49 times by 2. That one square is 49. This one times this one square is 2. And then this is minus 16. 4 square is 16. And that one square is 3. So that's the answer. So that's equal to 98, is it? Minus 48. The answer is 50. Very good. Hannah, did you get 50 as well?
Yeah.
Great. Now moving on to, so that's all fine. Oh, hold on, we haven't done these questions yet. So we have to do that one and that one, right? F and G. Yeah, they're rather simple because root 5, that's root 5 plus root 3 squared, root 5 minus root 3 squared. Okay, so if you got root 5 plus root 3 squared, just got to do that, you use that rule. A squared plus 2ab plus b squared, right?
Yeah.
So a squared is just 5, b squared is just 3, true?
Mm-hmm.
And the middle there is 2 root 5 root 3. So the answer is 8. 5 plus 3 is 8 plus, and that bit there is 2 root 15. So that's the answer.
Yeah.
So definitely, of course, if you have root 5 minus root 3, the answer is just all the same, but that's just a negative sign there, right? So it'll be 5 minus 2 root 15 plus 3, so that'll be the answer. So this will become 8 minus 2 root 15, right? No problem. So that's too simple. So I want you guys to try this one. 2 root 5 minus 7 root 2 square, please. So I want you guys to try that and get back to me. Let's take a look together. So you got to use that rule. A square minus 2ab, b square, right? So what's a square? That's equal to 4 times 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Square that. Minus 2 times by 2 root 5, that's our a. And then 7 root 2, that's our b, true?
Yep.
Plus, just have to write it like that if you can't do it all by all in one go. That one square is 49 times by 2, right? So just write it like that. This is 20. This one is 98, true?
Yeah.
And that one there is negative 227 is 28, isn't it? 2 by 2 by 7. So I'm just multiplying all these numbers first. These are non-surds, right? And then this is root of 10, right? So that number there and that number there. So the answer is 118. That's 98 plus 20 minus 28 root 10. So who got that?
I got that.
Very good. Okay. Now moving on to next part, so you can just enjoy that as homework. There's some extra stuff over here. So you can do these questions as homework. Okay. Now we're going to talk about rationalization. So after that, we'll call it a day. Okay, I'm just going to draw some lines just to save space. Okay. All right. When it says rationalize denominator, that means you want to make the denominator non-surd, okay? Non-surd. You just want it to be in integer. So it's very simple. If you have 5 over root 3, so that's question A, you can multiply the top and bottom by root 3. So this is effectively multiplying by 1, isn't it? So if you're multiplying by 1, you're not changing anything. So the numerator is 5 root 3, and the denominator is just 3. And that's it. That's the answer. You have rationalized it, okay? If you look at B, that's 7 over 2 root 3, okay? So I'm going to ask you this question. Shall we multiply by root 3 over root 3, or shall we multiply by 2 root 3 over 2 root 3? Any opinion?
I have no idea.
Well, the answer is it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, okay? But I think it's easier to do just that, okay? Because if you multiply that by that, you see how that becomes just 2 times by 3, because that one allows it to come out of the square root, and this becomes a 7 root 3. So this will be 7 root 3 over 6. Well, of course, you can write this as 7 over 6 root 3, but no one writes it like that, okay? You know how if you have 7a over 6, another way of writing that is 7 over 6 root 7 over 6a, right? That's the same thing. Of course, it's a different thing to write 7 over 6a there. You can't write a there, you know? That's different from those two. So whether it's on the numerator or outside, they're the same thing. So technically, it's not wrong to do that, but no one writes it like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So stick to just stick to this one. Okay. Now, we have C there, D there. They're all the same. Just multiply this one by root 6 there, root 6 there. Multiply this one by root 2 there, root 2 there. You want to multiply by what's in the denominator. Doesn't matter what's on the numerator, okay? Multiply this one by root 6, root 6, root 6, root 6, root 2, root 2, okay? So you can enjoy that as homework. I'm just going to show you maybe one question, H. Let's do that together. So you got 42 root 7 over 12 root 6, and multiply this by. So you're not changing anything, but multiplying by the same over same. Never. So it's 12 times by 6, 42 times by root 42, right? 6 times by 7 is 42. So I think you can simplify this and this. That's a 1 and 7, right? So this would be 7 over 12 root 42, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can double check for you. So using this amazing calculator, 42 root 7, just type the original question. Simplifies down to 7 root 42 over 12. Exactly this one, okay? Well, how do you rationalize something like this one? So that's 1 over root 5 minus root 7. Would you multiply by root of 5 or root of 7? See? So if you have some surd with either plus sign or minus sign, you just need to multiply by the conjugate. So here's the term conjugate. So if you've got root 5 minus root 7, listen very carefully. Just multiply this one by root 5 plus root 7. Root 5 plus root 7. So that's just multiplying by 1. So you're not changing anything. You're just changing the shape of it. So we've already gone through this stuff here. A minus b times by a plus b. That's just equal to a squared minus b squared. A squared is 5, b squared is 7. So that's simplified, right? And this is root 5 plus root 7. So that's equal to negative 2 at the bottom, and then root 5 plus root 7. Of course, you can take the negative sign outside. You know how a over b, negative a over b is the same as negative a over b is the same as a over negative b. They're all the same thing, right? So we never want to keep the negative sign on the denominator. Always pull it out, okay? So like this. So either that's the answer, or you can push this thing into the numerator, and it'll become, and this will have to apply to both of them. So if you push that to the numerator, you have to protect it with a bracket. Okay. Otherwise, if you don't have a bracket, then what happens? The negative sign is only applied to the negative to the root 5. True. So that's not what you want. So you just need to keep it in bracket. And of course, you can expand the bracket and make it apply the negative sign to both of them, like this. So any one of those is a good answer. It is an answer, but that's a bad answer. And I would say this is a good answer. Well, these are sort of okay, but you know, instead of doing that, I would rather do that one, okay? So that's way better than this one, of course, because you don't need any bracket if you pull the negative sign outside, right? So if you can do that, why do this? So this is an okay answer, but you just end up with too many negative signs, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see what the calculator does for us. I'm just going to write I'm just going to write the original question minus root 7, enter. So they're giving me this one. Okay. You guys follow everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's multiply. Let's have a look at b over here, 11b. So root 5 over 2 root 5 minus 3. What would you multiply by, top and bottom? To rationalize it. It's got to be a minus b, then a plus b, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, you have to multiply by 2 root 5 plus 3. Okay. If you have, for example, we went through this before. If you've got something like this, we don't multiply by 2 root 5 at 2 root 5, right? Because that's unnecessary. Just need to multiply by what? Root 5, true? But when you have this form here with a negative sign in the middle, you got to take that, you got to copy exactly that, okay? Because the rule is a minus b times by a plus b, true?
Yeah.
So you'll do that and do this. So you guys can try that right now. And so it'll take about 3-4 minutes. Do your best and let me know. Then we'll call it a day here, okay? And I'll send you some homework later.
Yeah.
Let's do it together. So that one, that's easy, right? Just a squared minus b squared, so it'll be 9 here. And this will be 4 times by 5, true?
Yeah.
It's 20. And that by that is 2 times by 5. And that by that is plus 3 root 5. So this will be 11 here, 10, 3 root 5. So who got this one here?
Yeah.
Any mistake? 10. So I can plug it into my calculator. root 5, 2 root 5 minus 3. Yep. 10 plus 3 root 5 over 11. It's all good. All right, we'll call it a day here. I'll send you some homework. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.